trip in late August where we destroyed the camper. We fixed it and then headed west again towards Gulmar and then on to Western Plains Zoo, where we checked out all the animals and had a lovely day cycling, wishing we were in Africa as we had originally planned for 2020. Paul watched me get attacked by magpies and thought that looked like a bit of fun, so he decided to play with them too. Unfortunately, it ended in this. We decided to escape the rain with a good old-fashioned meal at the Ningombolo, the next day getting up, heading through Cobar and towards the floods we knew around the Broken Hill area. We visited the Daydream Mine and had a great old time learning about the history of the area. We found there was lots to see, including hanging out with the local wildlife. Paul made some friends, as he always does. Despite there being a fair bit of water in the surrounding zone around Broken Hill, we still found some fun things to do. Silverton was definitely a highlight. We had come here in August but had to turn around. The town has lots to see and we managed to check out the Mag Maps Museum and the wonderful sculptures around town. Great fun was had by both of us, just wondering what we'd find around the next corner. Having already visited Silverton Pub, we headed back towards Broken Hill to check out the town. Broken Hill was surrounded by water and we wondered whether we'd have enough to fill in the time we had planned there. But we found around every nook and cranny something more to see. The local tourism authority had developed an app to which we followed religiously and saw some, I think it was like 150 plus sites in the town. There was so much to see. This included the fair games at the local train museum. Broken Hill has such an interesting history and we had lots of fun exploring it. We spent a couple of nights out at the Living Desert Park and Sculptures area. We spent the time having a look at the sculptures, checking out the walks and some of the local Aboriginal sites in the surrounding areas. Despite the wind, we still managed to have a good time. 2020 had an objective about slowing down. This seemed the perfect spot to start that journey. I found myself back exploring a former passion, collecting rocks and thinking about how I was going to explain their formations to my niece who shares my passion. Some great things were found and my excitement and joy was contagious. Paul thought it was hysterical. As we left the park, we found ourselves admiring your mother and her chicks. It was such an amazing experience just watching them come closer and closer. Called to them and they came. And off they went, back into the desert. Emus have become my new favourite animal on this trip, and the more we spend time in Western New South Wales, the more we see them. Waiting for the floodwaters to recede, we wondered what we should do. The border wars have been continuing throughout 2020, and thankfully South Australia announced that they were going to open to New South Wales. We applied for our border visa, and with the blessing of the emus, we were granted our visa. So off we toddled towards South Australia.